What's up, world? It's me, Nez. Welcome to Nez Telly. Another beautiful week that we are into right now. So I don't know how you're doing with the lockdown so far. If you're actually locking down or you're not locking down, whatever it is you're doing, I hope you're finding time to find a book to read and to look at and to do whatever. And if you want to find out about books that you should or shouldn't read, please check out my content. Nez Telly. Check out. I have over 40 videos right now talking about different books. So please listen, enjoy, and then decide whether you should read or not. So I want to talk about a beautiful book that I read. I'm so excited about it. It's called The Magic of Thinking Big. I feel like these are one of those motivational books. Very it's very pumping. It gets you to think and to understand why things are working out in your life because of the way you think or not. So The Magic of Thinking Big. Basically, it all begins with your mind. It's by David Schwartz. I'm picking up books that are very readily available either on YouTube, or a lot of people have talked about it on YouTube. So check out this book on YouTube after you finish this video, okay? Then decide whether you like it or not, or decide whether you even want to go ahead and read it or not. But it's readily available. Check out YouTube and then you can see what's available on it, okay? Thank you. So it's by David Schwartz. I had my trusty pad here to talk about things that I found I want to talk about. So number one is you believe you can succeed and you will. Basically, your ability to succeed is dependent on you believing that you can succeed. The instant you think you cannot succeed, that's it, shut down. Because if you believe you can succeed, your mind will get creative as to ways to make you succeed. So if you don't believe you can succeed, then you don't believe. There's even something Henry Ford even said ages ago. If you believe you can or you can't, you're right. So because if you believe you can succeed, you will succeed. If you believe you can't succeed, then you won't succeed. It's actually pretty simple. So that's number one. Number two is to cure yourself of excusitis. Basically, excusitis is like making excuses into a medical term. But basically, it's like he talked about how in his whole life, most of the time that he has spoken to people, the major things people take as excuses is their age. Other things also come into play. Things like your tribe, where you're from, like we're in Nigeria, things like your color. You say, oh, people like this don't do this. People from here don't usually do this. They have a way of shutting you down, believing that some things cannot be done. But the major thing he said that is the major going one is age. And he's like, he doesn't understand why everybody came up one day and decided that it's a certain age to succeed or not succeed. It's your life and it's your success. What is your own with whether you can succeed a certain way or not succeed a certain way? Please get up and succeed. It doesn't matter the age. It doesn't matter the age that you are in. There's no age that is too young or too old. There's no adequate proper age to succeed. So if, as long as you have an idea and it's a good one and you want to run with it, please run with it. Don't say, I had this beautiful idea, but it was when I was younger I would have done it. Trust me, there are CEOs as young as 8 years old, and there are CEOs as old as 70 years old. So, cure yourself of excuses. Basically, don't allow yourself to tell yourself that you cannot succeed because of your age or whatever excuses that you have. That was number two. Number three is to manage your environment. Managing your environment, I think I found very cool because he talked a lot about whatever it is you do, think first class. That I loved this one a lot because it's like whatever you do, think first. So it's like if you're trying to imitate somebody, like if you're in a field and you're trying to reach that person's level, you have to think like that person. You have to look around your environment. How does the person do things? How does the friends that they have, who are they? Yes, speaking of friendship, he talked a lot about people that you surround yourself by. Gossips, backbiters, people that always complain, people that always... I actually know a few people like that. All you talk about is, government is this one is that one. In their office, this person is that one, that person is that one. Those are people you should try to avoid because those people are going nowhere fast and you don't want to be with them. Go with people that will uplift you. So that to get to higher places of power, you don't push or pull yourself up. Basically, you get lifted. But you have to lift yourself first before you get lifted. As long as you continue to stay down and keep talking, this person did this one, that person is that one, see this one, baby, as long as you continue thinking that way, that's where you're going to remain. That's what's up. So that's number three. Number four is think right toward people. I liked this one a lot actually because he talked about his life in sales, where he talked about how he made it a conscious effort to pick out things that he liked about people that he wanted to sell to and then sell to them. He said that it's easier to sell to people that you like. It's easier to relate to people that you like. It's easier to be friendly with people that you like. It's simple. So it's like people that like you, people that know that you like them. It affects the way they actually treat you. Not only some people might not be able to afford your services or might not be able to buy your services, but they would likely recommend you because you like them, because you treat them a certain way. So basically, that's why he talked about that, learning to, learning to think right toward people. Everybody, no matter how bad they are, there's a good thing about them. Try and focus on that good thing and then act accordingly. That's number four. Number five is turning your defeat into victory. Now, this one I think is a common thought. Everybody that you know that is successful has failed a lot in several things. Everybody, I'm telling you, if you ask them, they'll tell you, oh, I tried this and it didn't work. I tried this one, it didn't work. I tried that one. As in, most people, as in, like, for every defeat that you have, like if you do 10 things, right, you likely would be defeated in 8, then 2 is the victory. But the thing is that if you imagine if you fail in 8, if you failed in 5, and they say, well, I've tried. Some people even won. Once they fail once, my life, this is how it is, everything, and that's why you just scatter and say you're no more doing, and you just settle for mediocre or for less than mediocre. Because really, being mediocre, I mean, I feel like if I learn anything during this period now is that you need to, everything you're doing, you need to sharpen. You need to be on point. You cannot be half and half. You have to be on point about everything you do. So basically, every defeat that you have is victory. Anytime you think about something you didn't do well, remember that there's a lot of things that you should have done, that there are things that you can still do to change it, to turn it into victory. So look at your defeats as a victory. Then the last one that I wrote here was, you have to think like a leader. This thinking of a leader one I liked a lot, because he said that when you are talking to people, when you're related, one of them, is not the whole thing, but one of them, he says, when you're talking to people, learn to relate to them the way you would relate to yourself. Like, you say more often than not, people in leadership positions tend to take the dictatorship mode with their distance. Like, they're trying to fire them, or they're trying to call them in for misbehaving. They tend to say, you did this, and it's horrible, get out, or that kind of thing. No, that's not the way around it. Think of yourself. How would you accept that at that particular time? He said it even when you're talking to your kids. Like, there's something that we always do. Me, I do it sometimes when I think, my mom did not allow that one. But do you remember how you felt when your mom did not do it? When your mom did it? If you remember how you felt, then think about it. How is the best way to get this child to do this thing you want them to do without them feeling the worst possible way? That when you do that in a group of people, with a group of people, they tend to feel like we're in this together. And in the long run, they tend to be great champions of your cause, and it's easier to get them to do what you want them to do. Anything that will move the organization or anything forward. So yeah, that was I think that's the last of the points I jotted down. But there was something that he actually said that I think like it kind of caps everything, right? When it comes to like leadership and all that. He says, over a period of time, your subordinates will tend to copy the master, that's the master, the chief, or the leader of a group. Be sure that what they copy is worth duplicating. That's what's up. The man got it there. I was like, hey, this is it. Anyway, before I end, lastly, not the least, the main thing that I'm going to take out and I'm going to write on my wall is whatever it is you do, whatever it is you say, whatever it is you think, whatever it is you choose to become, think first class. Thank you so much for watching, and have the best possible week ahead. Please, if you haven't already, don't forget to like this video, and please follow Nesteli, and then share to your friends, share to everybody, so we can get ourselves to the point where we can read. And please don't forget to check out this book, The Magic of Thinking Big, on YouTube. Just do a search up there, and then you can see what's available at it. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye now.